Alright guys, welcome back to Revamp. Now, this is pretty much a video we didn't want to be making. We're a couple of days out from the roll racing we said we were getting ready for on the 14th of September. We are still pushing to make that event. As you can see in front of me, it's not looking real good. Basically what's happened here is we were doing some adjustments on the 4-link, test driving it, and we smelled a little oil burning smell all of a sudden. We got it back to the shop, parked it, and, well, I'll show you the little bit of footage I took. And this happened. Not exactly a great scenario a couple of days before we go racing, but we're going to try and sort it out. So as you can see, that's a fair amount of oil on the ground. That dropped virtually instantly after parking it from a test drive of about 10 minutes. Hopefully in this video you'll see that we get it back together and running again before Wednesday night. We've got a couple of days to do it. So I'm going to show you us pulling it all apart, finding out what's wrong with it, and yeah, hopefully you'll see us fix it. That's not good. You can see we've got oil coming down from our front crankshaft seal. So we're going to strip the front of the engine apart, try and replace this seal, and hopefully we'll still make it for Wednesday afternoon for roll racing. Okay, so here we go. Try and get this apart. Realistically, it may look quite complicated, but thankfully the way we've put this together is it's actually comes apart quite easily. Yeah, apart from getting this balancer off, the balancer we had quite a bit of trouble. You'll actually see there's take one, take two, where we actually broke, well, distorted the puller to the point where it no longer worked. And then finally, we borrowed a more robust one, and it was able to get the balancer off. Okay guys, we finally got it off. It took us a couple of different pullers. They are quite tight with the blower drive unit on them. They also run a dual keyway. Don't know if you can see it, but there's one in the bottom and one just there in the top. This is actually a billet timing case cover from Joe Blow. It houses a front crankshaft support bearing in the front of the engine here, and it's something that we're going to have a look at just to make sure that it's okay. You know, looks like it's had the oil leaking here probably longer than we think. It's just got worse. So we'll pull this seal out and have a look. Oh dear. Well, That is definitely not a good sign, guys. All right, guys, this is not a good thing. We're actually going to have to find out if this is replaceable without tearing the engine apart. That's our crankshaft support bearing at the front there, and as you can see, it's not in a good way at all. So yeah, stand by. All right, guys, day 2, we're back here, and we've done a little research, and we are going to have to take the timing case off. Our crankshaft support bearing has failed. We've spoken to Joe Blow, and there could be some reasons that we've got to check into as to why it's failed. Not normally as something that fails on any sort of regular basis. So we've just got to have a look at a few things with the crankshaft fitment for the adapter hub, and you know, just make sure everything fits nice and nothing is really like forcing itself into position. So obviously that means we've got to take the water pump off. I'm trying to avoid taking the blower drive bracket off, or the blower support bracket, just because we've got it running fairly straight now, and I just don't want to disturb it. Well, I want to disturb it as little as possible. You know, we've had a lot of trouble with it, the drive running crooked and throwing belts and stuff, and we've got it pretty good. So yeah, like I just don't want to mess with that if I don't have to. Yeah, so it's going to be a matter of if I can get to all the water pump bolts and get that water pump out. So I've got to take the water pump off, possibly our alternator bracket, and I'm hoping that I can get it off without disturbing the sump. Apparently you can, so let's just get into pulling all this apart.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me.
Well, there we go. We got the timing case off, water pump off, with the blower bracket still intact. There's a tight squeeze up in that corner, but you know, you can see we've got our double row timing chain here, oil pump. So the gaskets around the sump look fine. I think we're going to put a new timing case one just because it's off. I'll show you the timing case. So this is the Joe Blow Speed Shop billet LS timing case. Got allocation for the cam sensor, obviously. What we have here is the remains of our crankshaft support bearing. Obviously, because the cage has fallen apart, you can see all the bearings just loose in there. So the retainer cage for those balls has fallen apart. Now we've spoken to Joe, and there are a couple of possible reasons for it that we've got to double check. So we'll go over those as we try and fix this problem. But hopefully once that's fixed and a new seal in there, we'll have no oil leak, and thankfully he's getting the parts to us as quickly as possible. Hopefully we'll still be getting out there on Wednesday night for the roll racing test and tune. All right, well, I'd love to finish this video off with the car running again, but unfortunately we haven't got our parts yet. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to make racing. It's Tuesday night now. We're supposed to be getting them in the morning, which gives us, about half a day to get the car back together and running. You can see we've got all our parts cleaned, ready to go for when we get those new bearings and seal from Joe Blow. So the other thing we're also waiting on is the tyres. They have the wheels that will fit the back of the car. If you didn't see in the last video, there might have been a slight measurement mishap, but we've got some 16-inch wheels that are at the tyre shop now. They're still waiting on the tyres to suit that. They're supposed to get them tomorrow morning. We'll actually more than likely be picking them up on the way to the track tomorrow afternoon. So, look, for now, we've shown you the issues that we've had with the video. Like I said, we wanted to have it running, but we just haven't got it. So we'll be out the track, hopefully with this car, if not with just some other more standard cars. We really are hoping to get this car out there, but we'll be out there. If you're interested, come say hi, have a chat. I know a couple of you guys out there have talked about setting up cars for roll racing and that. So, it's something that we're looking forward to, and maybe try to get into a bit, particularly with this car. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching Next Gen Revamp. And if we don't see you at the races, you'll see us in the next video where this will be running, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be at the track. So see you then.